willing to pay more for your car or truck than the next dealer. West Park Motor Company, with locations in Greenville and Washington, and proud courtesy car dealer for the Pirates for over a decade. Go Pirates!
This is Pirate Radio, WGHB Farmville, 1250 and 92.7 FM Greenville, WDLX Washington, 930 and 104.1 FM Washington. The following is an exclusive presentation of Pirate Radio, the voice of the pirate nation. This is Eastern North Carolina's longest-running sports radio call-in show. The Brian Bailey Show is on the air. The Brian Bailey Show on Pirate Radio is brought to you by
Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, The Gavigan Agency, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagler, Tiebreakers, PMS Builders, and The Rick House.
And now, here's Brian Bailey.
Okay, happy Victory Monday, everybody. This is the Brian Bailey Show. East Carolina coming off of that 52-29 win over the Tulane Green Wave for homecoming, and the Pirates ran it some more, didn't they? Chris Foster, the running backs coach for East Carolina, will join us in our first half hour. In the back half hour, we'll go down to Orlando, Florida, and get you set for UCF football for this week at 6 o'clock kickoff on Saturday. Zach Maskavich, who is with WESH TV, used to work with us at WNCT TV. He's going to join us and talk about the Knights and their football program. They were upset by Navy this past Saturday. But we kick it off with Chris Foster. He's the running back coach in East Carolina, and he's back with us after this.
Hi, I'm Ken Hagler of Taft and Hagler. We're proud to be sponsors of the Brian Bailey Show and the Pirate Nation on Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation. If you've been injured on the job or due to someone else's negligence in an automobile collision, call us at 752-2000 for a free consultation with experienced professionals who care. Go Pirates!
I'm on site at the Gavigan Agency with commercial insurance specialist Nathan Brannon. Nathan, tell me a little bit about yourself and what you do at the Gavigan Agency.
Great to talk with you, Brian. I'm a graduate of East Carolina University and a proud pirate. As you mentioned, I'm a commercial insurance agent for the Gavigan Agency and specialize in offering general liability, commercial property, business auto, and workers' compensation insurance to independent contractors, small business owners, and larger commercial customers throughout Eastern North Carolina.
Wow, sounds like the Gavigan Agency can provide just about any coverage a business owner may need.
That's right, Brian. The Gavigan Agency is a fully independent insurance agency with access to the top insurance carriers in the region, and we offer a full host of insurance products to provide for our customers' personal and business insurance needs.
So give the Gavigan Agency a call today and let them show you the benefits of doing business with someone who cares.
Pirates, insuring pirates. Arrgh.
It's bow time. Round here, if it's worth doing right. Like the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich. We're talking massive, juicy chicken breasts, tumbled in bold and golden hand breading, and served up with punchy, thick-cut pickles, tangy mayo, and toasted buttered buns. Sure, there's a few shortcuts out there, but the right way just tastes better. Try the new Bo's Chicken Sandwich, only at Bojangles. It's bow time.
Every team knows that the two-point play can be a winning move. That's why I'm here. State Farm agent Timothy Sawyer and my team are here to help you go for two by combining your home and auto insurance. It's a great call that saves you time and money. So go for the win and score some savings by combining your home and auto. It's just another way we're here to help life go right. Call me, Timothy Sawyer, at 493-0002 today.
When your family gathers around a shakaroni from Papa John's, you're sharing more than extra cheese and pepperoni. You're sharing scholarships, meals, and laughter. Because $1 from every shakaroni goes to charity. That's pizza with a purpose.
Hey, Pirate fans, the Shakaroni Pizza is back, and only for $13. Plus $1 from every purchase goes to charity. The Shakaroni is an MVP move for game day or any day. Place your order online at papajohns.com and sign up for Papa Rewards. Papa John's, the official pizza of the ECU Pirates.
This is Holt Nailers. Join me and the other Pirate Radio athletes exclusively each Monday on PRL.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back on this Victory Monday for East Carolina. Pirates made it 3 in a row with the big 52-29 win over the Tulane Green Wave. And Chris Foster, running backs coach at East Carolina. He's also the recruiting coordinator. He joins us from his office over there on campus. And Coach Foster, first of all, congratulations on the big win.
Thank you, sir. I really appreciate it, Brian.
When you look at this Pirate football team and this offense, and when you see these guys rush the football like they did on Saturday, I mean, what goes through your head with that?
Well, the biggest thing is Coach Houston has challenged us, just establish identity of who we are. And we talked about in this program having that edge, our physicality on both sides of the ball. And, I mean, as well, you got to run the football to be able to win games in college football. And it's so important that our kids understand that, but also them to just buy into it. And then, like I say, just this past week, Coach challenged us as a group, challenged the, O-line and running backs. And, and once again, the O-line did a great job.
Take us back to practice last week, because evidently it was a lot different last week. And we always hear from Coach Houston that, practices are intense, ones go up against ones. But after the Charleston Southern game, it's like, everybody revamped a little bit. And from what Coach Houston said, things were really intense last week.
Yes, it goes back to this. You talked about, just like anything with football, it goes back to the fundamentals. We start from there. That's your base. And then, once you establish your fundamentals, it's the physicality part of it. And once again, we had to let our guys know going into this game that, we had to be the most physical team. But in order to be that physical team on Saturday, you got to practice that way. And just getting our guys to understand you're going to play how you practice. And once again, they bought into that, and you saw the success Saturday.
You weren't here with us last year, but last year, Tulane ran the football so very well against East Carolina. Did you guys look at that film and kind of go with your game plan with some of the things that didn't, because the Pirates didn't have a good day last year against Tulane? Add in the fact that you look at some of the other tape from Tulane from this year to come up with the game plan. How did all that play out? No,
I think it starts with us focusing on us. And us getting better. And, we stayed within, our scheme and system, and what we do. We just, once again, had to go back to the fundamental parts and doing it better and doing it more physical. So, we just looked at, okay, revamp. Let's look at, okay, what do we do really well and what can we do to give our young men a chance to have success. And so I think, just that focus was, that's our focus. We got to be physical. We got to come off the ball. Don't worry about making mistakes. Let's just play fast, hard, and physical. And I just think that mentality carried over to Saturday. So it wasn't going to look at the other team's scheme. It was like, how can we get each other better each and every day, and how can we get better as a team? Because each week I'll focus on us getting better each day.
So it's really more about, it's more about us than about them.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah. Coming up this week, the Pirates travel down to Orlando to take on UCF, and this is a UCF team that's probably reeling a little bit, upset by Navy. Navy's one of those teams, it seems like, the last couple of years that they have horrendous starts, and then they get better throughout the season. And so, we'll see Navy later on in the year. The Pirates travel to Annapolis late in November. But were you surprised when you saw that score?
Well, like you say, just, any given Saturday.
Yeah,
the best team gonna win, and that's the approach that each week, so nothing surprising in college football these days, because especially in this conference, this conference who is very well respected and great football and great coaches in this conference. So each week you got to come ready to play because you just never know.
Chris Foster has 17 years coaching experience. He was hired early on in February on Mike Houston's staff, first year as the running backs coach. When you first came to town and you're looking at coming to join Coach Houston, talk about the research you do about Greenville, about East Carolina, about the personnel. How much does that go into the fact that, hey, I want this job?
Well, like I say, it goes back to, when I first got this job and, knowing Coach Houston in the previous years and, just following him and knowing his special pedigree. And so when this opportunity came about, I knew that this was a great opportunity for me to continue to grow in my career, but also work for a man who's been successful, who's coaching 3 national championship games. So, just been able to learn under him has been truly a blessing. So, like I say, when this opportunity came about, to me, it was a no-brainer. And, also to play in a really great conference that's very well respected in college football. So, I look at it, like I say, it was an upgrade for me in my career.
Let's talk about some of your players that are in your room, and let's start with the big man. I say big man, the fast man, Keaton Mitchell, because it seems like every coach's show that I've done this year with Black Houston, we start off talking about the game, and then one of my first things is Keaton Mitchell can fly. And I tell you, man, it seems like, and it is, every game he gets at least one, big-time run, and it's just really, it brings back memories of Chris Johnson, but, Chris Johnson didn't do it as a freshman. He's just really an incredible running back.
He is. He's a young man, like you say, you guys see success on Saturday, but I see the work he puts in Monday through Friday, not only on the field, but also, just learning and studying the game off the field. He's a young man that he had an unbelievable spring. It carried over into the summer, and then it carried over to fall camp. And now, like you say, getting into the season, he's starting to reap the rewards for his hard work. But he's a young man that's very humble, that come to work every day, always looking for ways to get better. And so we always talk about in our room, let's stay hungry and humble. But also, let's never be content, all right? Because it's never good enough. We got to keep pushing. And we want to be the best. We got to continue to push each and every day. And he's bought into that. And, he's a young man that's still learning the game. He's still, like you say, early in his career. So he's still learning the game. But you see the improvement of him understanding the defenses more each week as we go, because we said our main focus for, both of them is to become a better student of the game, and which, like you say, they both are buying in. But, yes, Keaton has did a great job of taking coaching, but also on his own by studying film. But, every day he come to work. It's not one day at practice I had to try to get him going or push. Even when he's a little nipped up, or tired and sore, he's continuing to push through. So he's built right. He has the right mentality. He has the right mindset. And if he keeps on, which I know he will, you'll continue to see success out of him.
And I'm not saying he's ready for the NFL, but we've seen NFL backs very similar in nature, where a defense may bottle them up 3, 4, 5, 6 times in a row, and then boom, they're gone for 60 or gone for 70. And that's what, we're kind of seeing with Keaton. They may get him, here and there, and then all of a sudden he's gone for a long game. Yeah,
and it's always good to have that, Coach K always tell him, it's not against the rules to score a touchdown, and so, that's kind of the, inside joke with the guys. But, he's a guy, like you say, he has that home run ability. But also, our focus was this past week, sometimes you got to take 3, 4, or 5. Not all of them going to be home runs. Take the defense to give you. Eventually, they'll give you the big run. And so, he did a great job this week. Sometimes it wasn't there, stuck it in there and got 4 or 5 yards. So, understand the importance of it. If you want to be like you talked about that NFL back, you got to get them tough yards at times also.
15 carries, 222 yards in the win over Tulane. He now leads the nation in yards per attempt at 9.5. That's almost 10 yards per carry is what he's averaging. Against Marshall, he ran for 135, Charleston Southern 125, and then Tulane 222. So he's obviously been one of the best running backs as far as the stats go in the entire nation. 60 carries for 574 yards. Ranked 6th in the nation in rushing yards with those totals. So, when you look in your room, you look around, and we weren't even really talking that much about Keaton. The thing about, and we'll talk about Rajay in a minute, because I think I'm a big fan of his as well. But with Keaton, it was always like he was looked at as the number 2 back last year. Like Rajay had his carries, and then Keaton would get some of his. This year, I think the plan was to try to give those guys equal carries. Rajay looks like he's the back that's going to get you the tough yards. When you got to have 2, he's going to get you 2.5. He's carried the football 61 times. Keaton's carried it 60 times. So you guys have done a pretty good job of going 50-50.
Yeah, I see it both from, as number 1 back. I don't see it as a number 2 guy. They both are number 1 guys. Like you say, they both complement each other. The great thing about, both of them is that they are pushing each other every day, but also they are each other's biggest fans. And so to me, I think that camaraderie within the room, but between their relationship that they have, that's the reason, once again, you will continue to see success come out, the running back room. But, Raji is the guy that, that works just as hard. He's a guy that just told him keep plugging. And Raji has breakaway speed. I mean, he really does. But like you say, he's the one that's going to get the tough yards. He's a very hard runner. And, like I say, I told him just keep just keep trusting it, because, once again, he had a great year last year, and, he's having a good year this year. And, he works harder than anybody on his team. And so, his time is coming. Just got to take advantage when the opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, we saw Raji's breakaway speed. I've referenced this a couple of times last year, that in the Navy game last year, the way that game was progressing, it looked like, okay, East Carolina battled hard, but they're going to fall in this game. And next thing you know, Raji takes off around the left side, and he's gone. And that got East Carolina back in the game and gave the Pirates a chance to win that game.
Yeah, and that's what that's what it can bring. But like I say, it's not a surprise to me because I see his work ethic once again. At practice each and every day, humble. He's a guy, like you say, had a good year. He could easily, not, right now, not having the year as expected. But once again, you will see a change. You will see continue to get better as the year goes, just because of him trusting the process, because of his hard work, because of him being unselfish. Raji, like I say, is a really, really great back. And like I say, I'm glad I got both of them.
Yeah, I would say you're also glad you've got two running backs back there that really have done a nice job with turnovers. They're not laying the ball on the ground. They're getting what they can in the play. And as you said, and I think that's what's frustrating for some fans. Some plays are just designed that the best you're going to do is get 3 or 4 yards. The worst you're going to do is maybe not get any yards at all. But you understand that play is part of a process that's going to bring you results later on. And when you guys sit down and look at the game plan and try to plan these things out, there are a lot of things that go into it that I think that the media, including myself and fans, they just don't see.
Yeah, it's very important, because like you said, when you're running the play, if it pops, it pops. But at the end of the day, you're running the play to set up something else. And, Coach K does an unbelievable job of, starting off, putting us into plays to be successful. But, the kids, the young men understand, okay, we run this play, but, we also looking at other plays off of that, that we can, have a explosive, a big play. So, once again, like you say, some plays are, all plays are designed to score. I can tell you that, but, sometimes it doesn't happen that way. But at the end of the day, once again, like I say, as the game goes, you will see us expand from that play for another explosive play or opportunity to score.
We were in Huntington, West Virginia. I was standing with Jason Nichols, one of my all-time favorite Pirates, because I loved him when he was a player here. Love him now as he's back with you guys on the staff with Coach Houston. But we were standing together when Keaton broke one of his long runs. I think it was a 3rd and 2, and boom, he's gone all the way down the sideline. And I was laughing with Jason, and Jason said, "Man, that thing was set up over there because they didn't have their numbers right. And as soon as he broke the line of scrimmage, and that was easy. He was gone, and that's how it turned out. I mean, those plays." But you've got to have a player who has the talent to be able to do that. Coaches will always say you can't coach speed, and that's what Keaton Mitchell has, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, he definitely has that. And, like you say, like you talked about earlier, his big playability, which, he's definitely had displayed that. And, sometimes, like you say, it's 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, they got a box pack. Everybody's in the box, and next thing you know, somebody misfit or the defense don't fit right. And, when they don't fit right, we got to make them pay. And, he did a great job that game of linebacker didn't fit right. And, that thing, you said that thing opened up at the Red Sea. The O-line did an unbelievable job of giving us some space and room. And, once that happened, that's all he needs, a little crease. And he was able to take advantage of it.
Chris Foster, running backs coach and the recruiting coordinator at East Carolina, is our guest. We're going to take a commercial break right now. We'll come back and we'll wrap things up with Coach Foster, get him back in the film room as he gets set for the Knights of UCF. More with Coach Foster after this.
Hi, this is Jeff Charles, and this is a Pirate Radio Sports Break presented by Ron Ayers Motorsports, Highway 11, north of the airport in Greenville. Tom Brady returned to New England last night and led his defending Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers to a 1917 win over the Patriots. Brady went 22 of 43 for 269 yards. Leonard Fournette ran for 91 yards on 20 carries. The Bucs go to 3-1. The Patriots are 1-3. ECU coming off an impressive 52-29 win over Tulane hits the road for Orlando this weekend. And a 6 p.m. Saturday evening battle with UCF. ECU is 3-2, 1-0 in the AAC. The Knights are 2-2, 0-1 in the league play following a loss to Navy on Saturday. UCF has won 6 of the last 7 games in the series. The AP Top 25 is out. Alabama number 1, Georgia number 2, Iowa number 3, Penn State 4, Cincinnati is 5th, Oklahoma is 6th, Coastal Carolina is 15th, Wake Forest is 19th, North Carolina State 23, and SMU 24. This has been a Pirate Radio Sports Break.
The Rick House, Eastern North Carolina's premier American-style restaurant and bourbon bar, has great specials throughout the week, like $10 Tuesdays. Get 8 traditional wings and a draft beer for just $10. Wednesday night is date night, 2 salads, an appetizer, a bottle of wine, 2 entrees, and a dessert for just $55. Friday is smokehouse night with the best ribs and brisket around. Saturday is Italian night, featuring all of our made-from-scratch pastas along with 2 glasses of wine. And on Sunday is the legendary brunch from 10 to 2. The Rick House, 710 Red Banks Road beside the bowling alley in Greenville.
At Union Bank, we understand you live life on the go. That's why our banking options are designed to serve you, wherever you are. If you want to meet us in person at one of our local branches, complete banking tasks on the go from the mobile app, or bank from your office with convenient remote deposit and cash management services, we're everywhere you need us to be. Whether you're simply managing a busy schedule or an entire business, we're right there with you with personalized service and helpful tools. Call or visit us online at unionbanknc.com. Union Bank is a member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
ASAP Party and Tent Rentals is your one-stop shop for weddings, anniversaries, corporate events, family reunions, birthday parties, or any celebration with friends and family. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals has the widest selection of tents, tables, chairs, linens, china, concession equipment, bounce rides, games, staging, wedding equipment, dance floors, and so much more. At ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, we help people get together. Call today at 756-7903. ASAP Party and Tent Rentals, locally owned and operated on Diamond Drive in Greenville near Agri Supply and Equipment Plus. The icy treat that can't be beat is Sparky Snowballs. From big kids to little kids, Sparky Snowballs has been making smiles happen for over 20 years. If you're not in the mood to chill out with a snowball, Sparky's funnel cakes and fried Oreos are a perfect Sparky-licious treat every time. Are you having an event, party, or fundraiser? Call Sparky's to come on site. Remember to follow Sparky's on Facebook or visit SparkySnowballs.com to see where they'll be next.
Pirate Radio.
It's going to change. I promise you. As I stand here, it will change. Okay, and when it does, that stadium, it's going to be rocking, and heaven help whoever walks in there to play us.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
Hi, welcome back on this Victory Monday for East Carolina. Once again, the Pirates win 52-29 for homecoming over the Green Wave of Tulane. Next up for the Pirates, UCF, a team that lost to Navy this past weekend. Big surprise, big shocker in the American Athletic Conference. But the Pirates start conference play at 1-0 with that big win over Tulane. Chris Foster is the running back coach at East Carolina, also the recruiting coordinator. We talked a lot about Keaton Mitchell and Rajay Harris. And the one thing that I'll say, I don't know Keaton as well as I know Rajay, and I don't know either one of them very well, but I've seen Rajay around and interviewed him a couple of times last year. But I know with Rajay and the few times I've seen Keaton, they always have smiles on their faces. And to me, that's one of the keys to life. If you can smile all the time, the old saying is it makes people wonder what you're up to. But those guys seem to always have a good time, don't they, Coach?
I mean, I'm saying they are awesome. You know, they both are great football players, but even better men. And we talk about, it's more to it than just football. And, they just have unbelievable personality. Once again, like you say, they, always joke and always enjoying life. And, we always talk about in our room, be thankful for what we have. And, them both are great examples of, appreciate what they have and do a great job of making the best of it. But yes, they are great to have around. They always smiling, but like you say, I look forward to getting around them.
You talked about the running back room a little bit. Who are some of the other guys in that running backs room that we may not see right now, but maybe we're seeing them on special teams, or maybe we will certainly see them down the road?
Like I say, Joseph McKay, Pop, is he's coming along, and he's a freshman, and which as a freshman sometimes it takes time, and but he has really each week you see him improving and improving, and we always talk about you never know when your number's going to be called, so you got to make sure that you're ready, and so he is really kind of accept the role of challenge to continue to be ready when his number is called. And injuries happen in college football, and but he's ready to go. Another one that's came in a short period of time, has really caught on or grasped onto the offense, and once again continue to get better each week, is Lorenzo Dorr, a transfer from West Virginia. So I'm excited to have both of them guys in the room. Once again, they are great guys to have in the room, and they both are each day very humble, very unselfish, and they know, like I say, when they time or when they number is called, they're gonna be ready.
Can you compare those two guys with other running backs? What kind of style are both of those?
Pop is more of a slasher, smooth runner, really, really good vision. Once again, like I say, he's a freshman, and so the mental piece is, each week is getting better, and in learning and understanding, which allow him to play faster. But he does have a little power behind him. He has a little power. I think Lorenzo is a short, compact, powerful back with really good feet, very hard and tough runner.
All right, let's talk about your other role a little bit, Coach, before we get you out of here as recruiting coordinator. Talk about just some of the day-to-day tasks that you have to do as recruiting coordinator and how that plays into your role as the running backs coach.
Well, we got a great recruiting department. For me, recruiting is very important. I know it's important for Coach Houston, but I always say, recruiting's like shaving. If you don't do it every day, it's going to show. And so we want to make sure that we are staying on top of things, that we are being proactive, ahead of things. So once again, like you say, they do a lot of the lead work. I just kind of oversee and make sure that things are done, the right way. But they do an unbelievable job. I'm thankful to have them, as part of the program, but also helping me in the day-to-day process. So it's more of me kind of overseeing, things and making sure. And also we sit down and coming up with different ideas that we can do better, especially each and every week that you do have an unofficial or official visit. And so, coming up with different ideas, because recruiting is recruiting, but the biggest deal is that what are you doing different that everybody else not doing? And so we got to make sure that we are thinking outside the box and putting each other's minds together so we can have a successful recruiting class coming in.
And recruiting has changed so much, over the years. And then recruiting, during the pandemic was just, I don't know how anybody did anything, through Zooms and trying to send virtual, videos to recruits to try to, show them what you have. And I just can't imagine that. Things are opening back up now, so things are a little bit better. So guys can finally get on the road and go see high school games, can't they?
Yes, like you said, and that's really big. Like you talked about Zoom, when you don't get around a young man, because I think it's very important that you get around a young man, and number one, to see how he carry himself, but also so he can be around you to make sure not only that we're looking at him, see if he's a good fit for us, but vice versa, he's looking at us, see if we're a good fit for him. So I just think that's important. You can tell a lot about a young man or a family in person, but also, once again, we're able to see them play live, which I think is very important. We get the film. The film is good to see, but I think you get a true and better evaluation when you see a young man play live.
How much does a big win like you guys had on Saturday help recruiting? It's got to be a little bit better on Monday, doesn't it?
Winning. I promise that's the best recruiting you can do is win. So yes, it's been very good. Like I say, the guys we're recruiting, but also, the guys who have committed, they was very excited and ecstatic about the win. So once again, like I say, Coach Houston's doing a great job, got this program heading in the right direction and bringing in the right man to fit this program so we can continue the success.
Has the NIL rules, with all the changes, has that affected recruiting yet? Or do you see any of that? Because it's so different now, because guys can come in and they can they can endorse a product, or they can sign an autograph, and they can do stuff and make some money on the side. But does that come into play in recruiting at all?
I haven't, experienced that. I would think, like I say, off the top of my head, I wouldn't, know for sure. But I would think that's probably, more of a probably problem at the Power 5 level, than the G5. But we haven't ran into that. We'll continue to do our normal process of finding the right man, that fits this program, and find the men who want to be here. And I just think that's important. I look at the NIL, as an extra benefit, more than anything. So I think it's very important to continue to find the right man that fits your program and not focus on that.
And I know you guys bring a lot of recruits in on a game day. How much of a role do you have in that when those guys come in? They come on the field, they get to watch the team run out on the field. Because a lot of kids, they see that, and the Pirates have such a great entrance with the entrance video and with the purple and white smoke that comes out and the Pirate coming out. But it's just something that I think when kids, I've seen them, standing there firsthand, they really look at that and they think, man, that's what it's like to be a Pirate. That's what I get a chance to do on Saturdays. Now, there's a ton of work they have to do before they get to that point. But still, you got to think that being there, being on the sideline, that means a lot to those recruits.
Yes, once again, ECU is a special place with a fan base that loves football, with a great environment. And so, we thrive on getting our young man up here just to see the environment, just see how special it is, because you can talk about it. They can see videos, but when you are actually in person, you just feel a little bit different. You feel the electricity, you feel the environment. You feel like, man, this place is they love football. And so, that's a big bonus that we do have. Not everybody have this game day experience. And so, once again, with our great game day experience and our great fan base, that's a big help in recruiting.
Chris Foster, running backs coach and recruiting coordinator at East Carolina, started his career at Gardner-Webb. What was that like, being back at your school like that?
It was good. It's funny you brought that up. I was just talking to my guys the other day, how challenging that was, because once again, I finished playing. As soon as I finished playing, I started coaching. I was full-time there. And so I was coaching guys who I actually played with that was good friends. And so once again, that was probably the most difficult or hardest time for me in my coach career, to be able to separate myself and understand the importance of I am a coach and I'm not, a player. But also being able to, help mentor guys who I just was playing with. And so, it was challenging within the zone, but, good thing about it, they was good guys. So, which kind of made it, the transition a little bit easier for me. But no, it was good. Anytime you coach at your alma mater, it's always a blessing, and the place that you did all your blood, sweat, and tears out there on the field to play, and like I say, be able to give back and coach is always a blessing.
And you came to East Carolina from Georgia Southern, and a place that is historically could run the football, the ham bone offense, and as things have changed, and guys didn't have the ham bone, but that had to be a good experience.
Yeah, it was. It was. It's a great experience. Once again, it was a great place. It was a great opportunity for me. I learned a lot during my time there, and was thankful, for my time there. So, but once again, like I say, I'm blessed to be here, but like I say, it was a really great time to be able to coach down in Georgia Southern.
What do you like so far about Greenville the most?
I think the people. I think the people. Once again, this is a college football town. To me as a coach, that's where you want to be at. A place that's very passionate about football, and the biggest thing is this team. Like I say, it's my family. The brotherhood. This coaching staff, and so that's been really good. But also, believe it or not, it's an upgrade from Statesboro, Georgia, for its restaurants and stores.
Yeah, I bet.
A little bit more variety of things. So has been really helpful for me.
All right, Coach, before we let you go, let's talk about UCF a little bit. What have you seen so far when you look at the tape about that Knights defense? What do you see?
A great football team. A great football team that's very athletic, that's very strong, very powerful. They are really good. They're really good. We'll be challenged this week, but once again, like I talked about earlier, I'll focus on us getting better. But when I watch this film and, and I'm still continuing to watch and study, and, that never stops all the way up to game day. But right now, just my first impression, man, they're a really good football team.
Did you see much of the Navy game? Because I'd like to go back and see the game to see just exactly what happened with that, because I think UCF had the football late, deep inside Navy territory and couldn't score. But that was a surprise, though. When that score came across, I think everybody in the American was surprised.
Yeah, but anytime you play the triple option, you just never know. Navy is a team, that's once again a very well coached, hard-nosed team, and it was a great football game. It was two good teams going at it, and once again we talked about college football. You just never know, and as you got on late in the stretch in the fourth quarter, you saw Navy. They just found their little mojo a little bit, and made some plays when they need to make plays. And so once again, like I say, you just never know the triple option team, but like I say, it was two good teams going at it. But yes, did watch that game, which is very important for us to watch. More than anything for the personnel.
And maybe we got to put some triple option in the Pirate offense. We got Holton at quarterback, and he rides the fullback with Rajay inside, and he tucks it and starts running down the corner, and he gets that late pitch right before he gets hit, and Keaton takes it and turns the corner, goes 80 yards for a touchdown. What do you think, Coach?
As long as the chance to score a touchdown, I'm all in.
That'd be good stuff, though. A little triple option for the Pirates. And East Carolina ran the triple option back in the day, so that would be awesome. But, Matt, I tell you what, you guys are doing a great job. 3-2, 3 straight wins. And I know Coach Houston says it a couple of times. You look back at the South Carolina game, this very easily could be a 4-1 team heading down to Orlando right now. But you take what you got, your 3-2, 3-game winning streak, and hopefully good things will continue to happen for this football team this year. Big trip to Orlando coming up this weekend. Chris, thanks so much for your time. I know you guys are busy on Mondays. We certainly appreciate it, and we can't wait to see you guys play again on Saturday.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Have a great day.
You too. Have a great day. Chris Foster, running backs coach and recruiting coordinator at East Carolina, joining us on this Victory Monday for East Carolina. The Pirates with that big 52-29 win over Tulane. We'll take a commercial break. We'll come back. We'll talk with Zach Maskavich. He used to work with me at WNCT Channel 9. Now he's down in Orlando, and he covers UCF. So we'll get some insights on the Knights. That's coming up next here on The Brian Bailey Show.
Watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture. All the gotta-get-it-now looks and styles are in. We have what you need to add warmth and beauty to any room. Sofas, sectionals, and motion furniture from the best brands. Lazy Boy, Bassett & Rowe, all in stock with huge in-stock savings. And the more you buy, the more you save. Up to $720 back, plus great savings on Serta and Restonic mattresses. So watch our prices fall at Bostic Sugg Furniture.
BMS Builders is your premier custom builder in eastern North Carolina. With Blackwood and Mills Creek in Greenville, Dalton's Cove in Farmville, and Belmar in Ayden, these are just a few of the developments featuring BMS Builders homes. They can build the home of your dreams. Just ask Dr. Dennis Ross in Greenville or East Carolina football coach Mike Houston. They built their homes, and they can build yours as well. BMS Builders. Give them a call at 916-1578 for BMS Builders.
Seared Chop House is Greenville's newest restaurant and the city's only true chop house. We combine a remarkable menu with an unrivaled atmosphere. Seared, a quality-driven experience highlighting a thoughtful approach to locally sourced ingredients and hearty, flavor-rich cuisine. We're firing up the grill at Seared, Greenville's only true chop house. Come see us, Fire Tower Road at Bells Fork or SearedChophouse.com.
Tired and sluggish? Down in the dumps? Or just have the blahs? Maybe you need to hydrate. Revive Health and Wellness on East 10th Street in Greenville offers IV hydration that can help you with lack of energy, improve your mood, assist with immunity, even fix a hangover. Locally owned and operated, the team at Revive Health and Wellness are experienced and licensed registered nurses that will assist you in preparing for your IV session. Call or text today with questions or to set an appointment with Revive Health and Wellness. 252-350-1805. That's 252-350-1805.
Hey Pirates, this is Holt Nailers. A big part of my success on the field is what I eat at home. To keep my body filled up, I order meals off a Clean Eats meal plan. I choose the meals I want from 6 different meals offered each week, and I pick them up on Sunday or Monday at the cafe on Red Banks Road. Each meal is packed with the perfect mix of healthy proteins, carbs, and veggies to keep my engine running at full speed. Go to cleaneats.com, click on meal plans, or stop by the cafe and get all the info. Clean Eats and the Pirates, a winning combination.
Sawyer's Fun Park is now open in Greenville. This state-of-the-art 40,000 square foot facility features a 2-story LED interactive laser tag, a one-of-a-kind 2-story ninja course, a ropes course with a 180-degree zip line, and it's only one of 5 in the country that are indoors. Multiple climbing walls, a super cool arcade with 40-plus games, and a brand-new full-service cafe and bar for adults. Visit the brand-new Sawyer's Fun Park, now open, located right behind ARU on Corey Road, Greenville.
This is ECU assistant football coach Roy Tesh, and you're listening to Pirate Radio, the voice of the Pirate Nation.
You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back on this Monday on the Brian Bailey Show. East Carolina set to take that trip to Orlando, Florida, coming up on Saturday, 6 o'clock kickoff for UCF and East Carolina. And joining us from Orlando is our friend Zach Maskavich, who worked at WNCT for a couple of years, and now he is at WESH in Orlando. He hit it the big time down in Orlando, Florida. We're very proud of him, and he joins us now to talk about those nights of UCF. And unfortunately, Zach, you're talking about a team that comes off a big loss. I was really surprised that Navy won that football game.
Hey Bailey, it's good to talk to you again. Yeah, it's a lot of shock for Night Nation as well. You look at even the last 2 losses for UCF. They fall to Louisville by throwing a pick 6. Then their quarterback, Heisman hopeful Dylan Gabriel, goes down with a broken clavicle. Then you got to step up a true freshman quarterback in Mikey Keene to go on the road and take on Navy. I think they were 14-point favorites going into the game, or 16-point favorites going into the game, and they lose by 4. Giving up 17 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. So I would say that Night Nation and probably college football fans in general are pretty surprised about the state of UCF going into this game against ECU.
And the Knights were able to corral Gus Malzahn after he left Auburn as their head coach. So there's big expectations. I'm sure that Gus is not coaching that team for free. So I know he's got a big salary. So that's kind of surprising. And if he doesn't turn it around soon, he probably won't last long in Orlando. But hopefully he doesn't turn it around so quickly because the Pirates are headed to town. And really, I think when you look at the Pirates' schedule and you look at games, hey, these are winnable, these may not be winnable, but all of a sudden UCF becomes, I think the Pirates are 11-point underdogs, but still, the way East Carolina, if they can run the football, they can play with anybody.
Yeah, I think that both these teams are trending in kind of opposite directions. Obviously, ECU had a little shaky start to the season, but they've since turned it around with a couple back-to-back wins. Meanwhile, UCF started the season well with a big win over Boise State, and then a blowout win over Bethune-Cookman, and then now they've lost 2 in a row in a good Louisville team, and then is what it is kind of Navy game. But yeah, Gus Malzahn has a lot of expectations. UCF in general's fans, ever since that 2017 year where they claim a national championship, have sometimes bigger thoughts on the program than they really should, but injuries have really killed UCF. Like I said, Dylan Gabriel, the starting quarterback, going down. Isaiah Bowser is their best running back. He's out. He's been banged up for a couple of weeks now. Their best receiver, Jalen Robinson, is also out. So I think for Pirate fans, this is probably the best time to face this UCF team. It could also be a trap game because after ECU, they have number 5 Cincinnati waiting in the wings. So this could be a better game than maybe the pre-kick line says it is.
Wow, that's interesting stuff for UCF. Now, you've covered East Carolina and you've covered UCF. The big difference, obviously, in the two is that we're in Greenville, North Carolina, a true college town, and in Orlando, I know UCF gets lost in the shuffle with everything there is to do in that resort city and a big market like Orlando is. But what are some of the other differences have you found?
It's not, from a media standpoint, we're not leading every single newscast with what's going on at UCF. We also have Gainesville, Florida, not too far away. We got Tallahassee, a lot of Florida State fans around here. and Tampa's not too far away, so we got a good Rays team that, won the AL East and the defending Super Bowl champions, and Tom Brady going back to New England, and all that hullabaloo. So I think that's probably the biggest difference is that, it's kind of harder to feel the pulse of what the fan base is like, because at ECU, that's the big ticket. That's what everybody's talking about. That's what everybody's tuning in to Pirate Radio for, to WNCT to get that Pirate news. And here it's kind of, we cover UCF definitely, but we definitely really we cover a little bit of basketball, but we focus a lot on football, and, baseball almost gets no love. I think I went to one UCF baseball game last year, and it was when they were in the AAC championship game against USF. So, it's kind of a thing that this is just kind of a bigger market. It's more spread out. So UCF kind of falls to the wayside sometimes, but, we try to get to, we do get to all their home games. But a weird, funny story, I had not been to a UCF home game yet this year because the home opener I had COVID for. So I was out for that one. And then the Bethune-Cookman game, I was a one-man department for that day because everybody else had taken off, and they didn't kick until 6:30, and it's about a 30-minute drive from our station to UCF, so I don't think I would have gotten really much out of that, so relied on TV highlights for that. So, and they've had 2 road games back-to-back, so this ECU game will actually be the first game I've been to in Orlando with a full stadium, so you guys will learn just as much as I will, I suppose.
Well, good. We'll bug you for some highlights down low. I know you can shoot because I had you for 2 years, so I know you're good at that for sure. And we miss you doing some of that stuff because, that's one of the things I think as a local sportscaster, it gets kind of lost. And even in Orlando, I know you get a chance to do a lot of different things, and it's just on a bigger scale, isn't it?
Yeah. There's just always so much going on. I think we have over 100 high schools within our viewing area, and we do a high school football show, just like Touchdown Friday. We call it Friday Night Hits. So just trying to even get around to get comfortable with all the high schools in the area has been tough. I don't even know if I could name all the high schools in our area. I joked around with Alex Walker and Ariel Epstein from our time in Greenville, and we went through and tried to list every single high school and their mascot in the viewing area, like a year removed from all of us being there, and we still knew all of them all. So it's it's just kind of getting used to just this big market, and we go out of market a lot too to cover some of the bigger national stories, and just really the resources. Like I said, with those 100 high schools, we send our chopper out to go film games from the air, hovering above the stadium. The video doesn't really look as good as if you're down on the sideline, but that's just something that we have at our disposal to send out to, try to get as much into the show as possible. So it's just been a real big difference going from Greenville to an Orlando.
And we send our chopper out every once in a while. It's not really a chopper; it's more of a Volkswagen that flies through and tries to get highlights. Yeah. The one thing I've always wondered about Florida, because I have an aunt down there in Inverness, and I go visit her every once in a while. A lot of times when I go down to Clearwater for the baseball tournament, if I drive, I'll stop in Inverness and see her and take her out to dinner. But I've always wondered if I could do sports in Florida because of all of the high school names. Because I think there are some crazy towns and crazy names. Have you run across some of those?
Yeah, there's quite a few that have Native American influences on them that you look at it and it's a 15-letter word that you're like,
Yeah.
So there's one of them, I don't even really pronounce the high school, to be honest with you, but we call it Soho. Long names.
Yeah, some of those long names would get you, and that's just I see some of the scores coming because my aunt was a teacher at Citrus High School, so I can say that one, obviously the Citrus Hurricanes, but there were some other ones that came across, and I was like, how in the world do you say that? And I just always thought that, because that's part of being a sportscaster, as you well know, when you go to a new area, you can say, hey, you got to know all the names, but no matter how much you study and you look at it, every once in a while one of those will creep in and you have no idea, how to say it, and it hits you right when it's on the prompter and you're getting ready to say it, so it's a little more difficult. What about anything else you got going on, Zach? A lot of folks really enjoyed your work here. What have you got going on as far as your personal life and everything going down in Orlando?
I love it down here. Obviously, I love my time back in Greenville, and I'm still close with a lot of people back there. And I'm always excited when ECU and UCF are getting ready to square off to see, which of my friends might be coming down to see the game, whether they're working for ECU or just fans coming down. But other than that, it's cool to live down here in Orlando. We got annual passes to the theme park, so we go there quite a bit. And it's been funny because I don't think many friends and family came to visit me in Greenville. I usually would go to them. But since living here, I use most of my vacation days to stay in Orlando because somebody else is in town that, we're going to hang out with or do something with. So that's kind of been a big difference. Other than that, living with my girlfriend down here and just having a good time. The weather's always good. And, just really loving all the opportunities that I'm getting between covering Daytona 500s to going to the Super Bowl last year to, all that stuff in between. And it's been a lot of fun.
So you're saying people will come see Disney and Universal, but they wouldn't come see you and swim in the Tar River? What's the difference?
Yeah, you got to get the county boards to really reshift the marketing for Greenville.
That's right. Got to do something different. All right, before we let you go now, let's talk about the matchup between UCF and East Carolina. You still keep touch, I guess, a little bit with the Pirates, and you've seen UCF at least through TV highlights and that kind of thing. What do you think about this game?
I think it's going to be about who runs the ball better. I know ECU has a good rushing attack, and with a true freshman quarterback for UCF, I think they're going to need to rely on the run a little bit to take pressure off of his shoulders. But they're doing running back by committee right now. Like I said, they're banged up. Isaiah Bowser, their best running back, is a guy that Gus Malzahn has called an NFL-level talent. He won't be playing against ECU. So I think it's going to be about, the old cliches of control the football, don't make the least amount of mistakes, and that's going to kind of decide the game. But you're bringing down a Holt Nailers with a whole lot of experience in this league and at playing at this level, going up against a true freshman who will be playing his second college football game ever. He's 18 years old, so Holton went through those struggles too when he was a young quarterback, and Mikey Keene's going to have to try to navigate how he does all that. But I think if you would have told me at the beginning of the season what I thought this game would look like, I would say UCF is going to run away with it. But given the current state of affairs of both teams and all the UCF's injuries, I think this could be a closer game than that 11-point spread says.
6 o'clock kickoff coming up on Saturday night. East Carolina and the Knights of UCF. Zach Maskavich from WESH-TV joining us on our show today. Zach, thanks so much. Very proud of you and the work you're doing down there. We certainly appreciate your time today, and we'll see you this weekend in Orlando.
All right, Billy. Looking forward to it. We'll have to catch up soon.
All right, we'll do it. All right, that's Zach Maskovich. We're back to wrap things up on this edition of The Brian Bailey Show after this.
I'm Michael Vaughn with East Coast Grading and Utilities. Many of you know my dad, David Vaughn, and his work in putting in subdivisions all over Pirate Nation. But East Coast Grading and Utilities is not just for those type of big jobs. We're here for the homeowners. Whether it's concrete, driveways, hauling rock, or sand, whatever you need, East Coast Grading and Utilities can get the job done. Call us at 252-531-7494 or check us out on Facebook at East Coast Grading and Utilities.
The Angus Grill is the premier location for the best burgers, cheesesteaks, and brisket sandwiches around. Join us and experience original flavors, quality service, and an upbeat environment. We've got 5 outstanding locations in eastern North Carolina, in Winterville near Pitt Community College, in Wilmington on 4th Street, and 3 locations right here in Greenville, East 10th Street near the Walmart, Jarvis Street in Uptown, and in our newest location on Statensburg Road near the hospital at the former CPW's location. It's the best burger around. Angus Grill.
There's no better time to drive away with a quality pre-owned car, truck, or SUV from Greenville Auto World. Greenville Auto World is your authorized rough country dealer. We specialize in lift and leveling kits along with custom wheel packages. Whether you're looking for ground clearance or enhancing the appearance of your vehicle, trust our team for your off-road experience. Greenville Auto World, 3840 South Charles Boulevard across from Hardee's at Bell's Fork, or online at greenvilleautoworld.net.
Hello, Pirate Nation.
This is Bram Anderson from Tiebreakers, and we are excited to announce that we will be opening our second location in Winterville soon. Right now, our growing company is hiring team members for all positions for both locations. We need managers, bartenders, servers, cooks, and dishwashers. If you're looking for an opportunity to be on a fun and exciting restaurant team, then come see us today. Apply in person at Tiebreakers at Bells Fork. Check us out at tiebreakersnc.com.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, football is back, just how you remembered it. Tailgates with an ice-cold Pepsi in hand? Totally back. That between-play sprint to the fridge for more Pepsi is back, baby. I really miss this. Anyways, consider this your official excuse for always putting football watching first, courtesy of Pepsi. That haircut appointment? Your mom told us you look great, so you should probably reschedule. Seeing the in-laws for the first time in ages.
It's been so long.
Nope, sorry, Susan. Not if it's on Sunday. Long story short, after the year we've all had, we think you could use a little football watching. So crack open a Pepsi and cheer your football watching face off. With love, Pepsi. Made for football watching. That's what I like.
Hi, this is Billy Parker from Parker's Barbecue. Did you know that we cater? Let us cater your next private event, church gathering, or backyard party. From traditional pig pickings to regular chopped barbecue, Parker's has anything you need. Parker's, where you're always treated like family.
Pirate Radio.
We're going to be bigger, faster, stronger, and older. That's always a good combination.
The voice of the Pirate Nation. You're listening to The Brian Bailey Show. Now, back to Brian.
All right, welcome back as we wrap up this edition of The Brian Bailey Show. Let's talk a little NFL football while we can. I got a few minutes here for some reason. I'm not sure how we spaced that out, Clip Brock, but we were able to.
I'd love to talk NFL with you today.
I know. You weren't loving it late in the fourth quarter, were you?
Nah, that was a wild one in Atlanta.
Your tweets crack me up because if I get bored when I'm watching my game, I'll get on Twitter just to see what you're saying, and you fired everybody in the first half. That just cracked me up.
Well, I still got Del Rio fired. I said we should give him the game ball as a parting gift.
I don't understand, and we talked about this last week. You know, that's the one strength. You know, they are, and the old cliche, championships. You know, defense wins championships, and that's what I really was concerned about with the Washington football team. But you know, so far, they're if Taylor Heineke,
for your Old Dominion guy,
yeah,
I mean, a lot of trouble.
I mean, I really don't think he's all that great of a quarterback, but he's got that flair that he rallies, and I think the guys like him. You can tell they like playing with him, and and he's a Monarch, so he's got something going for him. So.
They hit some fluke plays, but that's kind of his thing.
Yeah,
like if he hits fluke plays every week, is it a fluke?
That's right.
That's
it's kind
of his thing.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I've told you all along. Now, I hate the Washington football team with a passion, but I like Ron Rivera. I like his story and what he's gone through. And Taylor Heineke's he's the Old Dominion Monarch, which is my alma mater, one of the 12 schools I went to in my 4 years. So
keep going.
That's about it. I'm starting to like Jack Del Rio pretty much, so I am starting to enjoy.
Oh, you kind of stole my line. I was going to say I like Mike McCarthy because he's a big goof who's going to screw it up for you.
Yeah, that I do worry about that. I do still worry that somebody needs to be in his ear all the time.
I never asked you about the end of the first half last week. Monday Night Football. I was watching the Mannings. Peyton was screaming.
He was killing him. Yeah.
Mike.
No, that's exactly what my den looked like.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe that either. And 4th and 5, and I hope they do go for it. I mean, that was the question. Well, if we call time, they might go. Well, if they go for it, stop them.
Yeah.
And then you got the ball at midfield. So
Chandler told me something. Panthers fan Chandler said something to me like he was breaking news today. He said the Cowboys are good. I got some news for you. I was like, I know they're good. I've watched them. They're especially offensively. And then you can count on a Diggs interception, I guess, every week.
Well, that's the thing. I thought they would be good offensively, but not good enough, to win 11, 12 games because the defense was so bad. But they've changed the whole mindset of their defense. And the only way you get those interceptions if you get pressure on the quarterback. And I'll tell you who the guy, I swear, Micah Parsons lines up all over the place. And, I still think the Cowboys got lucky to get him because they were trying to draft a cornerback. And then when they didn't get one, they were like, okay, let's just take Micah Parsons. Now they're saying, well, we had Micah Parsons as the best player on defense. Oh, yeah. Okay, whatever, Jerry. But as long as you've got him, I mean, he's really a standout. And if you get pressure, they had 5 sacks yesterday. I mean, And where did he learn how to run the football at the quarterback position with the Panthers? I mean, Sam Darnold,
he's leading the league in touchdowns.
Hey, I think the stat wasn't the stat. He's the first player in NFL history to run for to have 5 rushing touchdowns as a quarterback in the first 4 games.
First 4 games
in NFL history.
And we're talking about Sam Darnold here,
right? And we're talking about a slow white guy, and I mean, it's just I can't believe that.
And a lot of these runs are designed. I mean, these quarterback draws. I watched the first week against the Jets with him, and he caught a quarterback draw. It was I think he had 2 in that game. He was like, "Here's a quarterback draw," and sure enough, there goes Sam Darnold.
They diagrammed one in the Cowboy game where they were setting. It looked like they were setting up a screen to like the left side, and he went back to pass, looked over, and then he took off running. And they diagrammed how it worked, and it worked perfectly. And there was nobody that was going to tackle him. And
one true sign the Cowboys are officially back, Bailey. They're getting all the calls now from the refs.
Let me tell you, go on record as saying this. That was as horrible a call as you can get. And when you're rooting for your team and you know that that's a bad call, it was Dalton Schultz. He caught the football, turned. The guy made a great just a great tackle, fundamental tackle, and that was a terrible. That was a fumble. There's no doubt the ball was loose. That was a horrible call. So if I'm admitting it's a horrible call, it was a horrible call. It does. It was a terrible call.
I listened to the first half. I was on the way home from Wilmington yesterday. I listened to the first half, and Jake Delhomme's on the broadcast with Mick Mixon on the Panthers Radio Network, and I mean, he was livid. I mean, it was a horrible call.
It was a horrible call. There was another, before I go, I shared this with you on the post-game show, but the other night, early in the game, the Pirates had the football at about the 11-yard line, and I was standing right there, and I hear this voice behind me, and they're saying, he's offside. He's lined up offside. Mr. Ref, he's offside. So the referee's ears perked up, and then he looks up and he throws the flag. So whoever's behind me walks away, and then the referee goes and the official tells the head referee what it is, the offsides. They didn't mark it. They had to wait, and they almost ran a play without marking the 5 yards, but then they finally got together and marked it off. He came back and looked my way, and I was looking at him. I was like, wasn't me. It was John Gilbert, the athletic director. He was right over there to my right, about 8 yards away, smiling, and he said, hey, when you guys do the coaches show tonight, you tell Coach Houston I got him those 5 yards. And he did. I've never seen an athletic director get a penalty like that, but that was good stuff.
Your money right there.
That's it. That was good stuff for John Gilbert and the folks at East Carolina Pirates with that big win, 52-29. All right, let's get out of here. I want to thank Zach Maskovich from WESH for joining us to preview the East Carolina UCF game, and Chris Foster, running backs coach and recruiting coordinator at East Carolina. Pirates in action against UCF, 6 o'clock kickoff coming up this Saturday. Bud Light pregame tailgate kicks off at 2 p.m. on Pirate Radio, and I'll join you from Orlando. Have a great sports week, everybody. We'll see you back here next week on The Brian Bailey Show.
This has been The Brian Bailey Show, brought to you by
Angus Grill, Bostic Sugg Furniture, Bojangles, East Coast Grading, The Gavigan Agency, Greenville Auto World, Papa John's, Pepsi, Seared Chop House, Taft and Hagler, Tiebreakers, BMS Builders, and The Rick House.
Join us next time for another edition of The Brian Bailey Show.